Real Madrid's defensive evolution, Huijsen's rise, and Rüdiger's uncertain future. Real Madrid may have just won a massive derby, but what's happening behind the scenes could be even more important than the result itself. Because right now, we are witnessing something very interesting. A new defensive leader is slowly rising, and at the same time, a proven warrior might be preparing to walk away. This isn't just news, this is a shift. Coming off that intense 3-2 victory over Atletico Madrid, most fans expected the spotlight to fall on the usual attacking stars: Vinicius Jr. with his pace and flair, Valverde with his energy and power, Carvajal with his experience and leadership. But football always has a way of surprising you. Because this time, the real story came from the heart of the defense, Dean Huijsen. Now, to really understand why this moment matters, we need to go back a bit. When Huijsen first arrived at Real Madrid, he wasn't seen as a finished product. He was seen as potential. And at a club like this, potential can be dangerous, because expectations are always high, but patience is always low. In his early games, Huijsen looked exactly like what he was, a young defender trying to find his place. There were moments of hesitation, moments where his positioning let him down, moments where the speed of the game caught up with him. And at Real Madrid, those moments don't go unnoticed. Fans begin to question. Media begins to criticize. Pressure begins to build. For many young players, that pressure becomes too much. We've seen talents come and go, players with promise who simply couldn't handle the weight of the badge. But Huijsen, he responded differently. Instead of fading away, he started learning. Game by game, minute by minute, he began to adjust. And now, what we are seeing is not just improvement, it's transformation. Against Atletico Madrid, Huijsen didn't just play well, he controlled his space. He read the game early. He anticipated danger. He made smart decisions under pressure. And most importantly, he looked calm. That calmness is something you can't fake. It comes from confidence. It comes from understanding your role. It comes from growing into the level required. And right now, Huijsen looks like a player who finally understands what it means to play for Real Madrid. But here's where it gets even more interesting, because this isn't just about one good performance. This is about consistency. Over the past few matches, he's been showing the same qualities again and again: stronger in duels, smarter in positioning, more vocal in organizing the defense. These are not small improvements. These are signs of a player evolving into something bigger. And inside the club, people are starting to notice. The trust is growing. The belief is building. Even the highest level of management is reportedly impressed. And when that happens at Real Madrid, it usually means one thing: you are becoming part of the future. But development isn't just physical or tactical. The biggest change is mental. Because playing for Real Madrid is not just about ability, it's about mentality. Every match is pressure. Every mistake is magnified. Every performance is judged. For a young defender, that environment can be brutal. But Huijsen has shown resilience. He has shown character. He has shown that he can take criticism and turn it into growth. And now that growth is being rewarded. A call-up to the national team. That's not just an achievement, it's a signal. A signal that his performances are now being recognized beyond the club. A signal that he is stepping onto a bigger stage. But while one story is rising, another story is reaching a turning point. Antonio Rüdiger. Rüdiger's situation is very different. He is not a player trying to prove himself. He is a player who already has. He has experience. He has trophies. He has played at the highest level. But football moves fast. And earlier this season, it seemed like his time at Real Madrid is slowly coming to an end. Injuries affected his rhythm. Fitness became a concern. And questions started to appear about his long-term role. At 33 years old, every decision becomes more important. Every season could be your last at the top level. And for a moment, it looked like Real Madrid might be ready to move on. But just like Huijsen, Rüdiger responded. In recent matches, he has reminded everyone exactly who he is. Strong in challenges, aggressive in defense, fearless in big moments. He brings something different to the team, something that cannot be taught: experience. And suddenly, the narrative has changed, from possible exit to possible extension. But here's where the situation becomes complicated, because while Real Madrid are reconsidering his future,
Other clubs are watching closely. There is now serious interest from abroad, clubs ready to offer him a big contract, a fresh challenge, and most importantly, security. For a player at this stage of his career, that matters a lot. So now Rüdiger is facing a real decision. Stay at Real Madrid, where competition is high, pressure is constant, but prestige is unmatched. Or leave, for a new environment, a strong financial package, and possibly a more guaranteed role. And this decision could affect more than just him. Because when you look at the bigger picture, Real Madrid are in a transition. On one side, you have the new generation, young players like Huijsen, hungry, improving, ready to step up. On the other side, you have experienced players like Rüdiger, proven, reliable, but approaching the later stages of their careers. The balance between these two groups is what defines great teams. If Rüdiger stays, he becomes a mentor, a leader, a guide for the younger defenders. If he leaves, the responsibility shifts. Players like Huijsen will have to grow even faster. They will have to take control sooner than expected. And that's where the real question begins. Is Real Madrid ready to fully trust the new generation, or will they hold on to experience for a little longer? Because one thing is clear, change is coming. Huijsen's rise is not random. It's part of a bigger plan. A plan to build the next generation of Real Madrid, a team that can dominate not just now, but for years to come. And Rüdiger's situation is part of that same story. A story about decisions, about timing, about knowing when to hold on and when to move forward. In football, nothing stays the same forever. Players come, players go. But what remains is the identity of the club. And right now, Real Madrid are shaping their next chapter. So the real question is not just about Huijsen or Rüdiger. The real question is, what will Real Madrid's defense look like in the future? Because if Huijsen continues like this, he's not just a prospect anymore, he's a foundation. And if Rüdiger decides to leave, then this transition will happen faster than anyone expected. Either way, something is changing. So now I want to hear from you. Is Huijsen ready to lead this defense? And should Real Madrid keep Rüdiger or let him go? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Real Madrid updates.